guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of City Skylines. This is Chaos County and this is our CBD over here, and it is growing nicely. There's a lot of issues at the moment because we haven't really been keeping pace with everything that we need. So if we have a look here, we've got a lot of worker shortages, so we need to look into that straight away. We have some garbage issues, which I'm just wondering, is that more a matter of, a vehicle is on the way? I think it's a matter of we probably need the bigger waste facility. This waste transfer facility by itself is not necessarily good enough. So let's quickly have a look at that as a starting point. Let's quickly see. So this area, I was thinking we'll do water here, but maybe what we'll do is we'll do power and we'll do waste over here. So it'll be a bit of a more waste facility. So a little bit more issues with pollution, basically. So what we have is we have this waste processing complex. So what does this one do? This is new. This actually produces power as well, and it brings the waste from those facilities. So I think it actually it fits quite well if we do that waste facility over here, because we are generating power here. The power can go out into that general direction altogether, and it's a fair bit of pollution here. So we'll just see how that works. I think that's okay. A little bit of into the hill over there is not a problem. This is the turnaround over here, and this will go and collect the waste from over there. It's 0% full. Wow, that's a little weird. Anyway, so that will help us deal with waste a lot better. Garbage processing status. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on that. That should, yeah, there we go. It's shot straight up over there. So that's the one thing that should be okay. We've got sewage treatment that we need to start looking at. We're not picking up any water over here. What were we doing for sewage treatment? Over here we've got a small facility. Okay, but let's get out of sewage treatment for a second and have a quick look at what the pollution is like. Just wanted to see. This is cemetery usage, pollution. Which one is pollution? Ground pollution. Here it is. Okay, it's pretty extreme. It's pretty extreme in all these accounts. That's it's quite interesting. Okay, so we'll just need to look at that. We're not doing. Well, we're already going to do the pollution over here, right? Wow, there's a little bit of pollution going on with that also, and with that. Okay, that's fine. So I'm thinking we're going to do another one of these sewage treatment facilities right over here. So let's switch off pollution. Average ground pollution is pretty low, so it's not a big deal. Let's just get that one switched off. Now let's have a look at that. So in terms of waste treatment, what do we have? Eco advanced inland water treatment. What is this one? This is Eco Inland Water Treatment Plant. This is an advanced one, so it's a bit more, I would imagine. Whoa, that pollution is way more extreme than this one. Well, let's go with that one. See if we can sort that out into this area over here. Or the question is, do we perhaps run a little section of road right here? I'm almost tempted to do it. Run a little section of road here. Yeah, I like doing that. It's just making it a little bit more realistic in this area, and we can detail this later. I'm not going to detail it now. But it's something that we can detail later as we go. Now let me add this guy. I think right over there as part of the treatment facility. Then we'll just link these up. So now this should be powered and all these kind of things. It's got its own little fence. It's making this shape look a little bit more square. I think that's fine right over there. And then we can detail some bits and pieces and bobs in here as well. Okay, that will hopefully work. Now our sewage treatment should come online and should be no problems whatsoever. There we go. That's good as well. Now the next thing we need to do is look at this. So then we need a school, but we also need tons of residents to come and live and work. To come and work over here. So let's pause the game just for a second while we quickly have a look. What are we going to do here in terms of our residential component? So I definitely want a little bit of a residential buffer down here. Maybe in this area we will also do slightly higher density residential and and this area over here will be like more office environment. I thought this side over here could be nice and residential, considering we've got the park on this side, and I thought the residential up here. Okay, so what I'll do is I think we will start off with providing some residential areas right over here, right next door to the park, and we can actually have it all the way on the side of the park. So let's start off with that. So that's why I left these areas as is. So we'll have it at the side of the park. That's good. Now let's slot them in a bit larger than I would have liked. So we'll slot in our first residential areas right over there. We're obviously not going to have a road run through that side, but we will have we can have roads in here. Now let's see, how will we, that's a one-way, but how will we actually provide ourselves with the road? So what I'll do is I'll grab something like this, like the tree-lined road, and we'll do maybe a little, we'll see. So let's try something like that. That's not quite what I had in mind. Something like this, give ourselves a little bit more space. I like the idea of that. Something like that. Do we have snapping switched on? I just want to make sure we do. Okay, so something like this, 50. Yeah, I like it. I want to give a little bit of room between that side and that side. That's okay. We'll do that. We'll run it down here. Probably a little more. Let's try and do a very similar thing on this side. But I do want us to make sure that we are in fact snapping to it. So it's probably a little bit too far there. Let's snap onto this. Yeah, I like that idea. We'll tie these two together, and then we can provide maybe smaller roads in between. I like the idea of doing smaller roads a little bit more often. The use of larger roads gets a little bit too much, but this road doesn't quite look the part. It really doesn't look the part. So I'm not going to use that one. We'd rather maybe do something slightly different, something like this with like the grass on the side. I think that's going to be better. We are also reminded that this will still be high density. So yeah, slightly larger roads is not the end of the world. Let's get another one over there. We'll leave spaces open in between. Not too thrilled with what we're seeing over here. And yeah, that area can be fine like so. Then what I'm thinking of is maybe we'll extend this road out into this general direction, and we'll see how we tie up with that in a little bit later. I'm also quite tempted that we see about a tie in something like over here maybe, or over there. Yeah, maybe over there. So if we bring this guy back and we tie that one in right over there as a bit of a intersection, that seems completely reasonable to get access to this area. This one I don't necessarily, well, the problem with this one is this is a one-way into this direction, so people coming off of here have quite some distance to travel to come around and get into this area, unless of course we have this tie in somewhere over here. So eventually maybe that's what we'll do. So that's okay. Now, what we also need in this area is we definitely need things like schools. And I would like the school to be pretty close by to the center. So I'm starting off with the high school. I don't think the intention is for us to have it on that road over there, but somewhere over here might be quite useful, right here off the main road. This main road right there could be good. But maybe just off of it like this. So let's place ourselves a high school over there. We can actually, it'll be close enough if we have bus routes on the main line over here. And what we'll do is we'll get the primary school right across the road from it, something like that. Excellent. Yeah, how about that? On the main road, but access into a pretty substantial area over here. What I'll do is we'll get a little bit of a community little shop area right next to the school over here, maybe something like that. We won't go any larger than that, I would imagine. And we can detail the area around here and provide a little area at the back here for like playgrounds and stuff associated with the school. Yeah, I like the idea of generally doing that. Okay, now let's continue to fill this out. So we leave a little bit of space here probably up to about there, and then we'll go and maybe tie it up all the way over there. That's good. We'll run all of this. I'm a little concerned by the way it's all breaking up over here, but I don't think there's much we can do. All we need to do is maybe just kind of bear with it, deal with it, do something like that. Maybe do something like this over here instead. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to have a 4 and a 3. Yeah, something like that. So we'll just not do the little small ones there. That's okay. That seems okay. That seems reasonable. I think we can also run a little bit more residential right in here. Some of the other things that we need to provide in this area is we definitely need some postal services. So actually, maybe what I'll do is let's trim back on some of these, and we'll use this little square here for all of our like civic services that's going to be out here. So let's get ourselves the postal service. We'll need something like that. Probably that one can be on. Yeah, we'll get the postal service up over here. That's like the civic services thing. We'll also make sure to get ourselves a little bit of death care. I believe we have death care elsewhere, do we? Oh, we do not. So let's grab ourselves a little bit of death care over here, right next to the postal services. Anything else? We probably need something along the lines of aged care as well. Let's see. Child center and elder care. Actually, elder care might be quite good right over here. Actually makes a nice little shape here, so we can have little paths on both sides of it. Yeah, anyway, I think that's what I'm going to do right there. So we've got a little bit of elder care going on right over there, and then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to trim back a little section of this so that we can have some paths running through to the other side. Ultimately, we want paths everywhere so people can walk where they want to go, walk where they want to walk. Okay, let's continue to fill in some of this. So it's more structured, but it's still not necessarily. It's not kind of completely natural, growy kind of things. It's more structured, but it's still completely. We're still providing open spaces and having it look a little bit more natural. Probably going to leave some of these trees in here as part of this area, so that side can grow up. This area of trees will be in here. We'll keep those trees around. It'll look quite natural in this general area. A lot of buildings are not kind of working due to the problems that we're facing with the residents. Not enough workers and things like that. Now, some of the things we'll need to do is get some buses to run this area, but people should be able to walk it for the most part also. I'm just thinking, there's no direct connections into the park over here. Slightly problematic. They'll have to come up and walk over there. What we can, however, do is extend. What shall we place over here? Let's we've already got offices in this space, right? Office. This is office in this space right over here. So what I'll do is I'll extend the office to the other side. Do something like this, and then we'll just run the path through there. So the path that we're using is going to be this one. So let's make sure to grab it in there, and that works quite nicely. So there we go. That looks good. We'll have some offices pop in right over here. This area will still be slightly more open, I think. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use a smaller section of road. I'm going to run it back here so that we fill in this area. It's going to look a little unnatural the way we've got it set up over there. What is this? A 2-lane plain street. Is that something that we should use over here? Let's have a look at it. Let's have a look at it. So if I do that, right? Oh man, that actually will work. That will actually work quite well. So let's grab some of this and see about how we don't want to necessarily go nuts with some of these things. But what I do want us to do is try and use this space as best we can. Say up to about there. There we go. So something like that, and then we'll see about filling this in with more kind of places for people to live. Okay, so let's. I'm going to clear that one out. That doesn't quite work in here anymore. But what we'll do is we'll get some of this going on here, and we'll get, well, they're slightly smaller than I expected. So we'll get a few of these in. and see if that makes sense in this general area. I like it. Okay, in this area we also don't have water, so let's connect that. Okay, to about there and up to about here. It'll be helpful. Excellent. So this is growing quite nicely. We're seeing an influx of residents now, and hopefully we will have workers for this area. I mean, obviously these are high density, and they will, with the mods that we are using, the realistic population mods, we can have like 37 potential households in here, but at the moment no one is living here. So I'm hoping we'll see people arrive and move in fairly soon. Oh, we've got a little bit of commercial in here, the little local shop. Oh, that area didn't actually survive. Let's clear that out. That's okay. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Let's no. We'll do a bit of this. We'll clear that one out. Probably clear that. Yeah, that's. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but anyway, that should be fine. Get a few things in there. It's gonna. Yeah, I think it's gonna look fairly natural in a city environment over here. So it's like just a little roadway to the back, like a driveway type arrangement to the back of the park. Very prestigious, I would imagine, because you're like right on the park, not necessarily getting access to it though. So let's see if we can provide people with a little pathway. Yeah, I believe. Probably we won't. Maybe. So if I do that, how's that going to look? I don't mind it that much. What is, however, problematic is this: it doesn't really want to go in there without kind of demolishing the office completely. Yeah, so that's not quite going to work for us unless we try that. Anyway, we're gonna move on from there. So there's a lot of stuff actually coming in here. It's looking pretty good. I might add, it's looking really pretty good, and that should provide more of the workers that's required over here. So now we've got a lot less demand for these guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on over into this direction, and we're going to continue our commercial development, maybe actually on here. So this area, I've got a good kind of a good name for this area. Actually, we will let's have a look at this area right over here. So if I go, there's some district stuff that needs to be switched on. I believe it's there. Okay, it's Elk Heights, but what we're going to do is this area is going to be Cape Chaos. Cape Chaos, Chaos County, Cape Chaos, Cape of Chaos. No, let's just say Cape Chaos. Cape Chaos over there. Okay, and we're going to include some policies over here. So these, not policies so much. Policies, maybe policies. But if we go over here, I'm going to go with a leisure specialization for Cape Chaos around the port. So unfortunately, those guys will move to leisure, but I think it's appropriate in that area. Now, what we need to do is we need a bit of a layout, an interesting layout for this area here, so we can start getting this commercial areas up here. I don't want us to put like these key walls and stuff here. I want us to get something a little bit more, make use of the natural environment there a little bit more. I think what feels quite natural to me is that we have the road, a small road that runs kind of parallel with the beach area, and then we have buildings to the other side. So this is like a walkway area, and we can make that look and feel a little nicer. Maybe not trees on it, or this one actually. Let's have a look at that. If we do something like this, right? And of course, it needs to be a little bit more kind of meandering to make to really go around. Yeah, look at that. I like that. That really feels quite natural. And now the question is, I don't necessarily want us to tie up over there, or we can we? Well, we can. I can make sure that we force this to be grounded over here. And I actually like that that straight line right over there. It's gonna be interesting. So we'll do something like that. That's the idea. And then we'll try and, well, I think over here we'll probably need to just take it back into the main road, or are we gonna run it all the way? I mean, getting it closer there's no real problem. I mean, that's quite reasonable. But maybe what we'll do now is we'll get a few other pieces of road onto it, and maybe that can go one way again. Maybe we'll have one ways, this way, that way. Yeah, I think so, because this is where people are gonna like walk. It's gonna be a nice area. We're not gonna have zoning on the other side. We'll only have zoning on this side. Okay, and from a big road perspective over there, the one-way section should be pretty good too. So let's get a way of getting people straight in here. We'll try and straighten this section up a little bit, like so. We'll get people can obviously get in over there. We'll get some other roads here. What we'll do is we'll bring that section back like that. Oh, I like that. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. That's pretty good. And then we'll just get a little bit. I don't want to put too much on this road because this road is going to have a lot going for it anyway. And now what I want to do is I want to do like little square areas here. If we do, yeah, I do something like this. Actually, let's run this road straight out over there. Then I'm going to see about maybe doing something like this, and then tying it in. Yes, yes, I like it. I like it. And then we'll go back to this kind of straight section, like so. We'll do a little bit of this into that direction. I'm not sure we're going to do a similar thing over here. Maybe we'll do something like that, actually. And I'm going to turn it. Yeah, I mean, it just feels really, some of this just feels more natural than others. Let's trim it back a little section. I'm going to trim back some of that too. And instead of doing, yeah, so instead of doing this, I'm going to try and get this guy to line up, ooh, like that. Is that reasonable? Why am I struggling to build some stuff here? Okay, let's do that. Now, let's get the straight section. No, don't do this. I don't like that at all. Well, this one should be able to tie in quite reasonably. Maybe if I extend this a little more, it will be able to tie in straight. Yeah, there we go. That's good. We'll do that, and I'll trim that back. There we go. How about that? How about that? As a slightly more kind of commercial area, a little bit more natural, but pretty efficient in terms of layout. We could see about tying in with one of these, maybe. Yeah, there's a lot of unused space over here. So if we go pretty center over here, like that, and then we'll kind of just curve it in. Then we'll be able to put a few other things in there, and we'll be able to run one up here. But maybe this needs to be a small little roundabout. I do like that idea a fair bit. So let's do this. Having that guy like so, and then we'll. Oh yes, I like it. And we'll do these as little roundabouts. I think that'll be pretty cool, actually. I think they'll be cool little roundabouts over there. We don't need to extend beyond that. And this will provide a fair bit of open space as well. So let's quickly put some roundabouts in there. I want them to be, their radii needs to be very small. 2-lane road. Yeah, they need to be 2-lane roads. Okay, so let's do that. Oh, I like it. I like it. Is that what? I'm not. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. We'll remove the other bits. Okay, and over there. I like it. I like that. That's kind of a little bit more natural. This doesn't matter too much. It won't probably be as busy as these guys. Now, let's go into now node controller. We'll clear all of these things, and we'll try and get ourselves a little bit of movement here. Does it not going to work actually? Yeah, we'll have to just kind of leave it be. No junction markings, no junction markings, and no junction markings. I think that's fine. We'll go up here, do the same thing. No junction markings there, or there, or there. We'll take TMPE, and I believe what we'll need to do is, it's just, is it shift? I can't remember which is the one you click to do roundabouts. Is it? There was a, there we go. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, that guy doesn't have to, yeah. Oh, that's going to be fine. And we'll do the same thing over here, and it's shift, and we'll hit it. That's awesome. There we go. So now, they should at least work from a roundabout perspective. I do like it. It looked pretty good. We can actually see about maybe getting little statues in them, something like that. And this is going to be an awesome little commercial zone. So let's get it zoned as, well, we've lost all of our commercial demand, but we have a ton more demand for residential, which is quite interesting. So we don't have enough now. We need to continue our expansion over here. And the question is, do we continue it into this direction, or do we actually cross into the other side? I think, I don't think we cross into that side. This area, I think we have to earmark for offices. We have to earmark it for offices. So if anything, we'll go over there into this area. How many people are coming to school here? These are still, they still have a little bit of room, but I'm assuming there is a lot of room in many of these buildings still. Yes, so people can still quite easily come and move in over here. I do like it. This is slightly more open than I would like that to be. I do like these open spaces there. And then that area over there could be quite useful too. Let's just see, is there any basic bits and pieces that we could probably still zone? I think we can quite easily zone a little bit more onto the main road over here. I think that works quite well. Could we zone that? Yeah, let's zone a little strip there. We'll leave this open and see how we use that later. I'm not going to zone onto that road. We could potentially zone up and down here, but I think let's leave that for now. Let's instead investigate this area as a little bit of a residential area. So this is one way going up there, coming around this way. So this is not the ideal access point in this area. This is one way in here. And I'm almost tempted to, we'll maybe change the layout of that, but always tempted to do another one-way slip off of here. So let's do that. I think that's going to be quite good. So this kind of becomes maybe a little bit more forward than that. So if we do something like this, maybe, yeah. And now what we'll do is we'll basically run that in parallel to this one. Oh no, let's straighten that out. Invalid shape. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go, and we'll tie those in. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Yeah, I just want to figure out how we're dealing with all of this. So let's I don't like this. This shape has been pretty problematic from the start. But something we could do over here is do almost like a, well, is it a roundabout? They all go out that direction. So this is in, this is in. They'll have to join and go back out that way. Yeah, because unless we bring in something from up here. Okay, let's do that. Let's bring in something from up here. So it's actually connected onto there. So let's grab that. We'll bring that one down to kind of tie in over here. I like it. I like it. I like it. So let's do this. And a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. And that. Not quite like that. Let's say 28 and 29, and let's do this and that. Seems okay. Hang on. Trimming it back, doing it again. I swear I'm not a perfectionist. Let's do that, and then if we try it again, I think it'll look. Yeah, that looks much more natural. It's a nice curve, that one. Now, what I'm interested in is actually, let's try, and we'll change the roads. We'll change the roads a little bit. I'm interested in maybe doing something like this. If we do that, and then we'll, yeah, the problem is if we do this one, it's going to look really unnatural. Unnatural stuff there. Maybe it's over there. And, ooh, you know what we're going to do? I'm going to do a slightly larger kind of roundabout, something interesting here from a one-way perspective. So if we do this, right, and we tie that one in, we tie that one in over there. Okay, and let's quickly do our upgrades over here. So let's upgrade this back to one way into this direction. And then that's one way into this direction. So there we go. There's our roundabout situation right over there, even though that looks slightly less natural. So this will be like, wow. Is that, how about that? How about that? So that turns you into that area, takes you up there. This one brings you up here and turns you over this way. I'm not sure that's quite right for us, is it? Let's not do that. Let's bring that back, and instead of that section doing that, what we'll do is we'll upgrade to this, so that now you can actually go into this area, or that way you can go this way and that way. We'll see how that works. It might not have enough area there, but I think that feels a little bit more natural. And what I also want to do is I'm just going to go ahead and upgrade this section down here, so that we've got a little bit of continuity over there. There we go, and that also designates this area a little bit more residential in nature, looks a little nicer. I'll need to do a little bit of work over here to allow for that movement up there, but I think that's quite natural. It's pretty close on these two though, so we'll have to see. Now what I want to do is let's provide a little bit more room here for our residential areas. Something a little bit more like this. Again, this is going to be, yeah, I like it. So if we do, this is awesome. I like this. Something like that. It's is it that awesome? I don't know. It might not be that awesome, but to some extent I do like it. It's a little bit more interesting. Whether these curves are really, well, I think it'll work. It looks quite cool. If I go and I grab the node controller and I come in over here and we say it's a bend, and oh, look at that. That's it, the corner smoothness. Look at that. That's what we want to do. And we do this one. Ooh, it's not gonna, there we go, that'll work. And if we do this one, probably no more than say 20. And then if we do this one, there we go. Is that okay? Or yeah, we're okay. Look at that. Those bends look, ooh, apart from the fact that they're trying to do something funny with the levels. If I do that, yeah, that's good. I can fix it by move it a little bit. There we go. That's nice. I can also smoothen out this bend over here. So let's quickly do that. We're kind of getting to where this episode will be ending. So do a little bit of this, smooth the bend around there. Probably this one we need to do the same thing. Smooth the bend. That is really awesome. It just feels nice, doesn't it? Feels nice. It's an interesting interesting little shape right over there. So let's quickly zone this a little bit. Is this zoning going to work? Yeah, it's going to be fine. Look at this. We'll zone some stuff over here. We'll keep, maybe have a little shop in there. We'll zone some stuff. I wonder how natural that's going to look, but that's okay. I won't go right in there. Actually, let's trim this back a little. Actually, trim that back a little bit more. Let's not go into that area too much. So let's try zoning over here a little. Try zoning over there. Yeah, that's going to be good. And we'll do the other side. Get some of this zoned over here. Now, we need to make sure that we've got all the various services, and then we're probably about the end of this episode. So let's bring that in. Something like that. There we go. And we probably don't have power over here, and I don't know how we're going to necessarily jump the power to here quite yet. But yeah, our layout is looking really good. And look at these. You need to kind of remember the natural treescape and stuff like that, because it kind of makes sense to leave it intact where you can. More workers, guys. More workers is required. Still don't know whether we don't have all the households here, so people need to just be moving in more and more and more. Look at this. I do like that onto the waterfront over here. I'm probably going to have a little walkway that's going to come up the end there at the end. But yeah, we are starting to see some natural growth of our outer areas of the CBD. So this is where people will be living, walking or commuting into the worker areas here. I do like it. We've got a train coming around there. Probably a little weird looking. Going in reverse there. But yeah, this looks good. I'm liking what we're seeing over here. Obviously, we need tons more workers, and those workers need to be educated. Let's quickly pop into the university and see what's going on over here. We're almost at the end of the academic year. We're currently recognized. We have capacity for 850 students. We've got 627 over there. If we go in over here, we'll have a look. There's a lot of eligible students, and the capacity is really, really low. So why are people not coming here? Do we need more public transport? Those kind of things is probably the kind of questions we need to be asking. Why people are not actually coming to the university over there. I do like this area. This looks pretty good. Potentially this needs to go in there instead. Maybe even have another little roundabout. Yeah, I like it. Let's do that. Let's do that. I'm quite happy with the rest of that though, but let's quickly get this one to go in there also. Like so. We'll roundabout that out. We'll roundabout this one out. I like it. It's going to be like a let me just grab this one out a little bit. Yeah, something like that. There we go. Now let's quickly do a couple of roundabouts. It's going to be the very same thing that we've done on the others. Let's do a roundabout there and a roundabout over here. That's going to be fine. We'll need to detail the rest of it. That looks a little interesting there, doesn't it? You ever seen a shape like that on a road network? Probably you have. But that's good. And then what I'll do is we can actually smooth that out. I don't know if it's necessary. We can smooth this one out a little bit maybe. But I do like our little roundabouts thing over there. It's going to have a very interesting kind of leisure area at the back of our Cape of Chaos over here. We need some power. I am tempted to just throw in a few of these little ones over here so that we kind of extend our power across. Okay, that's connected. Those will be removed as we fill in the rest. Yeah, now we're starting to see some growth over here. It's looking good. It's looking good. If I have to say so myself. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it there. If you have some comments and questions, leave them in the comments down below. Also, if you've got some name suggestions, any stories you would like to tell us about how you think this area came to be, or why this area works and doesn't work, or anything like that, please leave them down below. I, as always, enjoy reading those things. See you next time. Bye bye.